Alrighty, hey everybody. We're here at our first stop in Namibia, Susuvle. We just got to our campsite, got in a little later than expected due to some rental car issues, but we're just about set up. And yeah, I'll just give you a quick look around here. This is our ride and our accommodation for the next week and a half. We got one of these trucks with a tent on top. There's probably a more official name. But yeah, we're here at our campsite inside the national park. And yeah, you can see the sun setting, beautiful scenery, kind of desert scenery around us. Yeah, comes kind of fully stocked with chairs, our gas stove, all of that. So we're gonna try and start getting stuff ready before the sun gets down, and yeah, we'll be spending the next 2 nights here. Tomorrow morning we'll be heading to the dunes in Dedvlé, so we should get some good footage and some great scenery there. But I think, yeah, that's it for tonight. We're gonna get settled in, and we'll see you tomorrow. The top of Dune 45 in Susuvle. There were a bunch of people up here earlier, but it cleared out. And yeah, views are pretty stunning in person. Unfortunately, the sun never made it out, but yeah, still incredible. So we're gonna hang out here a little while and then head over to the next dune and over to Dedvlé. We'll see you there. Sand beneath my feet, hot sun in the sky, bright golden waves. Alright, we're at the bottom of Dune 45. As you saw, we ran down, which was thrilling, and yeah, whole experience was awesome. Unfortunately, the sun didn't really come out. It's starting to peek its eye out now, but yeah, super cool experience. You can see, or maybe see, there's the next kind of group of people making their way up the dune. We're walking in this like dry, I don't even know what it is, this dry, hard bed of something. But Amber, how is this for you?
Dune 45 was awesome. It was definitely a bit difficult going up, but walking on the ridge is incredible because it's so narrow. And then coming down is really fun because it's soft sand. But I'm a bit of a scaredy cat, so I didn't run down like Nate did, at least at full speed. But all in all, 10 out of 10.
Great. I think we're headed to Dedvlé next. We'll see if we climb another dune there, or we just kind of hang out in the kind of dry area, whatever it's called. Yeah, we'll see you there. Alright, one more thing before we head to the next spot. Our shoes are full of sand from running down the hill. Let's see what we got in here.
Oh! Wow. That's just one shoe, folks.
Alright, here at our second dune of the day. We're doing Big Daddy. This is, I think, maybe the second biggest dune in Namibia. So yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful out here. Honestly, one of the most stunning places I think I've ever seen. So headed all the way to the top there, and then I think behind there is Dedvlé. So yeah, we'll see you at the top. almost at the top. You can see I took my jacket off. It's not too hot, but it's getting a little sweaty out here. Thankfully, yeah, it's a cool day generally. But yeah, this is where we came from. Over there, shadows might make it tough to see. Going all the way up there, and we're gonna run down the hill. All right, made it to the top of Big Daddy, and we are on top of all the dunes here, surrounded by dunes of sand. Yeah, fairly challenging hike. Luckily it wasn't too hot. Yeah, climbing dunes is never easy, but I mean the view is totally worth it. Yeah, this is great. We're gonna hang out here for a bit. All right, at the top of the dune, about to head down, and you know what that means. Running down sand dunes, one of the best activities. This one's a little bit steeper than last time, actually a lot steeper, but here we go. All right, made it down from Big Daddy. We ran down, which of course was great. Now we're in Deadvlei, which is the, I guess, famous dried up marsh that you've probably seen on like Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And yeah, from the top of the dunes, we got a view of it, and it didn't look honestly that impressive from the top. It looked like there was a lot of other similar kind of places around here, but kind of down on the ground floor here, it looks pretty spectacular. You might not be able to see it yet, but I mean, just surrounded by dunes, you got kind of this, I don't know, almost like rock-like hardened surface, like white, and then these dried up petrified trees out in the distance, which we're headed to. So yeah, understand the hype. It's sweet. All right, we've reached the area with the petrified trees, and it just keeps getting better and better. This is incredible. There's more trees than I thought. I feel like in like the Instagram photos you see like one, but there's actually quite a few here, and this place is literally empty. There's like no one here. I think we definitely missed the morning crowd. It was quite crowded when we were climbing the dune, but I think it's about midday now. It's a little hotter. People may be going in to get lunch, but yeah, pretty stunning. Just hard to explain. Something really I'd never seen before.
Oh, good lighting too. Sun's coming out. Super cool. Just walked through. It was cooler than we imagined. Exceeded expectations.
All right, that's it for us here. Off to the next stop. Alrighty, so we finished up dinner. It looks like just as the sun's getting down, but we got a great meal prepared tonight. Really gourmet. We got a long grain white rice with a local black bean mixed with an assorted veggie of yellow pepper and onion, as well as a farm-grown egg from a chicken. We also have some cherry tomatoes and a great avocado. So really kind of 5-star meal, similar to what you'd find, I don't know, like a Michelin star restaurant. So we are really in for a treat tonight.
We really are. Pulled out all the stops for this meal.
All right, morning everybody. We're here at Elm Dune for the sunrise. As you can tell, we're a little bit out of breath. We're booking it up here to try and catch the sunrise. literally nobody here. We're the only ones here. Everyone else goes farther in the park to the more popular dunes, but we did those yesterday, so we figured we'd check this one out. So yeah, looks like it's gonna be a beautiful sunset here, or sunrise. So yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, made it to the top of Elim Dune. It was a pretty long one. Caught the sunset about halfway up, and yeah, we're gonna chill here. Nice 360 views. See, maybe you can see the town or the campsite, I guess, back out there in the distance. Yeah, this is our last stop or last activity here in Sesserim, and after this we're heading to Swakamoon. All right, after driving out of Cesarium,
I'm pretty sure that's how it's spelled.
yeah, making a quick pit stop in Solitaire to try their world famous apple pie.
All right, Nate is digging into some of the famous apple pie from McGregor's. Nate, how is it?
It's pretty good. I mean, probably honestly nothing to write home about. I think I've had better apple pie, but I guess this is in the middle of the desert in Namibia, in the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, it is good. Nice and warm, especially on a windy day like today. It's not bad. So, yeah, I mean, if you're driving by, worth a stop, but I would say probably don't need to go out of your way for it.
As you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's very windy. So, yeah, small little stop.
All right, quick update. Amber just had a bite. She thinks it's awesome.
I mean, I don't know about awesome, but I usually don't like apple pies because pies tend to be overly sweet, and apple pie usually has cinnamon, and I don't like cinnamon. But this one is not, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of added sugar, and there's no cinnamon, and it's very warm. So for me personally, I think it's really good.
Hey y'all, jumping a few days ahead here. It's now Sunday, and we spent the last 2 days in Swakamoon, and that's where we are right now. This is our last night here. As you can see, we are in a room. We have decided to stay in a little guest house these couple days in Swakamoon rather than camping, given that we had 2 days of camping in Cesarium, then we have another 4 days ahead of us, so thought we'd give ourselves a little bit of a treat and got this guest house, though the price of the guest house honestly was similar to the campsites here, so didn't break the budget too much. But yeah, we've spent the last couple days here in Swakamoon. It is a coastal town on the Namibian coast, on the Atlantic Ocean. And yeah, it's actually quite a nice city. It's got kind of a nice coastal vibe. A little weird though, to be honest. It also has some German kind of colonial background and history. So it has kind of some German infrastructure, some kind of coastal, what I kind of remind me of like Southern California vibes, though also reminders that you're still in Africa, a lot of kind of unpaved dirt roads, you're in the middle of the desert. So kind of a weird melting pot of various, I don't know, cultures and vibes and atmospheres. So anyways, the first day we spent here was the first day actually probably in a week or so where we didn't have to wake up before the crack of dawn. So we got to sleep in a little bit, took a chill morning, walked around the town a bit, again, which was pretty nice, all things considered. They have a nice boardwalk and pier. It was Saturday, a bunch of locals were kind of out playing at the beach. So yeah, overall kind of a nice morning walk. Got lunch at a cafe where I got this huge sandwich they called the Terminator, which I think I underestimated a little bit the size of it, but yeah, that was quite good. And then we booked a tour in the afternoon to go quad biking. and that was a ton of fun. So Swakopmund, as I mentioned, is in a desert, and basically as soon as you get outside of kind of the developed part of the city, you're in sand dunes. And so we did quad biking along the sand dunes, which was a ton of fun. It was just us two and our guide, so pretty kind of private tour, and spent 90 minutes just quad biking or ATVing along the dunes. Got some views of the water. So yeah, good fun there, and would recommend that if you're ever in Swakopmund. So then earlier today, so Sunday, our second full day here, we did a full day tour that had two components. The first part in the morning was the Living Desert tour. And so the Living Desert tour is where you go out in the desert and search for the small critters that basically call that the desert and the dunes their home. So we did that for a couple hours. We saw a couple of interesting animals. We saw, I think probably the most interesting was the translucent lizard. It probably has a more official name, but yeah, it had a really kind of weird, colorful, translucent coloring to it. So that was cool. We saw another lizard. This one had no legs or feet, so it basically looked like a snake, though our guide said it was not a snake, it was a lizard. But saw another lizard that was kind of nicknamed Speedy Gonzalez, that basically runs up sand dunes very quickly. And then the final animal we saw was the, I believe, sidewinder snake. So that one was pretty cool. It's a small snake that buries itself in the dunes. And honestly, if I was out in the desert alone, I probably would never have found any of these animals. They generally kind of bury themselves in the sand and are pretty hard to track. So shout out to our guide and tracker for finding those. Overall, though, I'd say, tour was maybe a little bit underwhelming. I mean, I think, we saw some things, but there's a lot of downtime. I mean, we did learn a good amount about the desert and kind of the ecosystem. But I don't know, maybe a little bit underwhelming. I would say if you're tight on time, one you could pass on. The second part of the tour, though, the afternoon, was Sandwich Harbor, and Sandwich Harbor was incredible. And Sandwich Harbor is where the dunes basically meet the Atlantic Ocean. And so we took basically a four-wheel drive vehicle, driving on the beach, up the dunes, kind of out to the lookout points, and it was a ton of fun. So we'll probably end this video with some footage from that afternoon, and just enjoy the scenery. It's, I think, a one-of-a-kind place in the world. So I think that'll be it for this video. We'll do probably a part 2 of Namibia coming up in a couple days, and we'll leave you with some final shots of Sandwich Harbor. All right, we made it to Sandwich Harbor. Huge dunes on one side, crashing waves on the other. Pretty striking. I'm gonna go try and climb this dune now. Out of breath. Beautiful though. Here comes Amber. Whew. All right, Amber made it up.
That was really hard. I'm out of breath. I had to be on all fours. Parts of the dune was super compact, so I couldn't get handholds and footholds in. Luckily, Nate went before me and created some hand and footholds that were helping me. Whew.
Got our steps in for the day, I'd say. Heart rate
Way elevated.
way up. Great views.
Sunset on the water, waves rolling slow. Golden light, just hold me in your glow. Feel the warmth, the world is moving slow. Breeze whisper in secrets we don't know.
Harbor, Kodak Point, most scenic part of the drive of the place.
The most scenic dune.
Most scenic dune, yes. How you thinking? What are you feeling?
I mean, it's incredible up here. It's beautiful. This view over here is amazing. Now with the high tide, it gets rid of the beach. It's just water against the edge of the dunes here. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really gorgeous. Also funny to find that the dune that we climbed earlier, and we're out of breath, it was actually this dune here. So
I think it was a different one.
Oh, I don't know. He said that it was around
He
here.
said it was similar to this.
Oh,
but anyways,
okay.
yeah, very steep.